I don't know if you guys caught the other day, but Bart Chilton from the CFTC, one of the commissioners, now he is not one of the commissioners who's stepping down like Gary the Turd Burglar Gensler, but he is a commissioner, one of I think five total, and he said, due to this government shutdown, now again, I don't know how truthful this is, or was this a way of him letting us know something's fixing to happen? There'll be no prosecution when it happens, when it's discovered a little bit later, and he's giving us a fair warning because he knows it's going to happen. But what he said was that due to this government shutdown, manipulation and wrongdoing, unlawfulness in the markets, mainly the COMEX, could easily go without them catching it. Extremely short staff due to this government shutdown nonsense. And he said that it's ripe for that type of thing to happen because of the government shutdown, and that even if after the government shutdown they come to an agreement, everyone's back on the job, everything's back to normal, so to speak, that if they say, oh, we've nailed, again, let's just say JP Morgan, my favorite, we nailed JP Morgan, absolute blatant manipulation of silver, whatever, corn, something else they like to manipulate, energy markets, whatever. Absolutely knew it was them. We now have evidence that it was them, but because it took place during the government shutdown, there's nothing we can do about it. That's basically what he said. He said that even if we find something later on, we will not be able to prosecute after the fact. After the fact being right now during the government shutdown. He actually said that they won't be able to prosecute even if they find something substantial, whatever, later on. So, is that a warning from Bart Chilton to the rest of us who know there's always manipulation, and that they really wanted to do this whole shutdown thing so that they could do something behind the scenes that we're not yet aware of, that maybe sometime in the future we're going to be made aware of, but they're going to tell us we can't prosecute because it happened during the government shutdown. And during the government shutdown, for whatever reason, as if that's really an excuse. I mean, think about that. If you're short-staffed at the sheriff's office, crime scene division, murder takes place during the short-staffed period of the sheriff's office, only have a couple of people on the job, way backed up, too many cases to go examine, but then later on, 5 months later, they've got 12 people on staff now instead of 2, things are back to normal, everything's good to go, and then some evidence comes up right then and there that says, hey, this was during the time when you guys were short-staffed, but here's some new evidence. We found a bullet we were looking for, whatever, on the crime scene, and we now have traced it back to this particular person and his gun. We can now prosecute this guy. There's no way in hell that we would sit here and listen to the sheriff's office spokesperson say, we would like to go get this guy, we've got the bullet, it's here now, it's traced right back to his gun, but because he committed the crime when we were short-staffed and only had 2 people when we should have had 12, we can't prosecute. Everybody would say, what in the hell are you talking about? Who cares? All that means is that you couldn't deal with it at the time. You had too many things going on for 2 people to handle. Now that you're caught up, etc., now you can handle it, so go prosecute. That's going to be the same thing that I'll have to say if and when some major manipulation comes out in the market, is caught later on, and they try to say we can't prosecute because it happened during a time when the government was shut down. Now they're going to try to word it and say, well, it was during a time where we had some evidence at that time, or we would have had the evidence needed to prosecute, but because of the shutdown we didn't have it and don't retain it, therefore it's gone. And this other thing we found today would go hand in hand with that, but since that's not there, we can't prosecute. I mean, what are they going to try to say? The fact that Bart Chilton is letting everybody know that it is ripe to happen, and if it does happen, we can't prosecute because it'll be happening right now during the shutdown, government shutdown. I think that's his way. I really do. I really believe it's his way of telling us, those of us who know, just like he knows, that there is manipulation and their hands are tied at the CFTC, which is why Goldman Sachs boy Gary Gensler is the head commissioner there. Don't think otherwise. And I can't wait to see who replaces him. Like I said the other day, it's probably going to be that chick that was a Goldman Sachs girl. I gave you the Wikipedia information on her. But it remains to be seen. We shall see. And that's about it right now. Take care.